Hello, children. Your Arun sir once more going to teach absorption by root. And today we are going to discuss very important part of the absorption by root. We are going to discuss about the turgidity, flaccidity, turgor pressure, wall pressure, plasmolysis, flaccidity. So, first thing which I have wrote turgidity. One thing I will like to say, as I have told you earlier also, that biology is a science of terms. So terms are very, very important. So we have to discuss these terms. First term which I have wrote is the turgidity. Turgidity start with T, tightness, tight. Every living cell, whether living or dead, is in contact with the fluid. Directly or indirectly is in contact with the fluid, living cells. And root is surrounded by soil water. And in root, large vacuoles are there which are filled by cell sap, that you are knowing. And concentration of the cell sap is more. Cell sap is more concentrated comparing to the soil water. So water is absorbed. And when a cell reaches a state where it cannot accommodate more water, there is limitation of the cell to accommodate water. And when it reaches that condition that it cannot accommodate more water, it is said to be turgid, and the condition is called as turgidity. Means the living cell is unable to accommodate more water. Maximum water is present in the cell. It is unable to accommodate more water. That condition is the turgid. We will say that the cell is turgid and the condition is called as turgidity. Now, do you know, cell is turgid? It means no more water can be accommodated in the cell. And outside a plant cell, cell wall is there. Okay. The pressure of the cell content on the cell wall. It is a cell, plant cell. Suppose this is a plant cell, and as we are knowing that plant cell has double membrane, cell wall and cell membrane. Outer is the cell wall and inner is the cell membrane. And here cytoplasm is there, large vacuoles are there, and in plant the cytoplasm is around the periphery. This is the vacuole, large vacuole, and cytoplasm, here nucleus. Try to understand. This cytoplasm will apply a pressure on the cell wall. Cytoplasm will apply a pressure on the plasma membrane and the cell wall. The pressure of the cell content on the cell wall is called as turgor pressure. This pressure, the cell content is applying on the cell wall. The pressure applied by the cell content on the cell wall is called as turgor pressure. And pressure exerted, what do you think? Cell wall is bearing pressure. The cell content are applying pressure on the cell wall, and cell wall is also applying pressure. Cell wall is also applying pressure down inside, and inside material is pressing outside. The pressure exerted by the cell wall on the cell content is the wall pressure. Two things very important I have discussed here, and that is the turgor pressure and the wall pressure. Dear children, turgor pressure and wall pressure. Now, once more try to understand these two type of pressure. Turgor pressure is the pressure. This is the cell wall. Suppose this is cell wall. And turgor pressure is the pressure of the cell content on the cell wall. The pressure of the cell content on the cell wall is the turgor pressure, and cell wall also apply a pressure on the cell content. That pressure is called as the wall pressure. So dear children, two things we have learnt here, that is the turgor pressure and the wall pressure. Now generally they are in balanced state, means cell pressure is equal to the wall pressure and the cell is turgid, tight. Sometime it happens that cell content applies more pressure. Cell content applies more pressure means what? It means that the turgor pressure is greater than the wall pressure. If the turgor pressure is greater than the wall pressure, what will happen? The cell will burst. Yes. And you must have eaten sugar cane. And dear children, in sugar cane, the stem of the sugar cane, you must have seen some cracks. Some cracks you have seen in sugar cane. What is that crack? The crack is due to that turgor pressure is higher than the wall pressure. A crack develops. Sometime a fruit bursts. Nowadays watermelon, if you will keep, it may burst after some time. When the turgor pressure will become greater than the wall pressure. Wall will not be able to tolerate the turgor pressure. As a result, the fruit will burst. Now, this part is clear. What is turgor pressure, what is turgidity, and what is wall pressure. Once more, what is turgidity, what is turgor pressure, what is wall pressure, we have understood. Now, next part which we have to discuss is about the plasmolysis and flaccidity. Plasmolysis and flaccidity. Dear children, what is plasmolysis? Concentration of cytoplasm from the cell wall causes due to withdrawal of water when placed in a strong solution or hypertonic solution. Try to understand. Plasmolysis. If a cell is put in a solution which has higher concentration, what will happen? The fluid from the cytoplasm will come out and the cell will shrink. Cell will shrink, and that is called as, that phenomenon is called as plasmolysis. Try to understand practically what is plasmolysis. Leech you have seen, joke. If you will put salt on a leech, what will happen? The blood will come out. Or simple thing, you may get infection in your throat, pain in your throat, and your mummy asks you to drink or to gargle with a hot salted water. These questions may be asked as give reason question. So dear children, try to understand it. Your mummy asks you to gargle with salted water. Why with salted water? Salt is mixed in water, the concentration becomes higher, and the tonsil area, which is swollen due to accumulation of water, when salt will be there, that will absorb water and you will feel relaxed. And that process by which inside water is drawn outside is the plasmolysis. Once more, dear children, try to understand about the plasmolysis. If the concentration of cytoplasm from the cell wall caused due to withdrawal of water when placed in a strong solution. That phenomenon is called as plasmolysis. And the shrinkage from the cell wall, shrinkage is there, pichakna, sikulna, that is plasmolysis, that is due to plasma. And the state is said to be limp, the condition is said to be limp or flaccid. Due to plasmolysis, water from the cell is coming out when it is put in a strong hypertonic solution. The condition is called flaccid or limp. L-I-M-P, don't be, condition is called flaccid or limp. And the process is flaccidity or plasmolysis, that you have understood. Condition, state is said to be placid and condition is called flaccidity. It means flaccidity is the reverse of turgidity. Turgidity means tightness and flaccidity means what? Just opposite to it. The cell will become shrink. Shrinkage will be there in the cell. Now, this part is clear. What is flaccidity or what is flaccid or limp? What is plasmolysis? What is flaccidity? This part is clear. Now, dear children, let us do one experiment, and in that I will try to make you clear about the plasmolysis and about the turgidity. See here, 3 cells we have considered. You can see the diagram. 3 cells we have considered: cell A, cell B, and C. This is the condition of a 1 cell only, not 3 cells, 1 cell. Do one thing, take a leaf, and we have taken a leaf and put it in water. Put this leaf in water. Dear children, what you will see that the leaf is in flaccid condition. The leaf is in turgid condition, not flaccid, turgid condition. The cells of the leaf is tight, normal condition. Now, second thing, add 5% of salt in this solution. Add salt. What do you think? If salt is added in the water, the concentration solution, concentration of the solution, not talking about water, don't be confused. If you will add salt in water, concentration of solution will increase. The concentration of the solution will increase. It means the solution will become hypertonic. And when the solution will become hypertonic, what will happen? It will draw water from the cells and the cell will become flaccid. Now, in normal condition, consider this a plant cell. This is a normal plant cell. You can see there is no gap between cell wall and plasma membrane. Outer is the cell wall and just after that is the plasma membrane, and both are in contact with each other. Once more, let me try to make you understand. This condition, this is a turgid cell. You have seen football. Now, in football, fill air. What will happen? Inside the leather casing, one bladder is there. Have you ever seen? If you will tear the football, inside the leather casing is a bladder. Yes, this red color or pink color bladder is there, made up of rubber, in which air is there. Now, or in cycle, in a tire, inside the tire, tube is there. When you will fill air, what will happen? The tube and the tire will come in contact with each other. No space will be there between the tire and the tube. Same is the case in football. There will be no space between the leather casing and the bladder. That is, the football is turgid. Same thing here. There is no space between plasma membrane and cell wall of the cell. The cell is in which condition? The cell is in turgid condition. Now, put this cell in 5% of salt solution. Second figure, B. See, cell wall and plasma membrane. The gap is formed between cell wall and plasma membrane. And you know that in plant cell, vacuole is large, the cytoplasm is around the periphery, and it is the nucleus. But if we will put the cell in 5% of salt solution, what will happen? This gap will be formed between cell wall and plasma membrane, and the cytoplasm will shrink. Cytoplasm सिकुड़ जाएगा. Cytoplasm will shrink, and at last more gap will be there. These are the gaps. This is the cell wall, and this is the cell wall, and this is plasma membrane, and you can see that one gap is formed between cell wall and plasma membrane due to shrinkage of cytoplasm. What do we call? This is a plasmolized cell. The cell become plasmolized. Water is taken out, drawn out, because the cell was put in hypertonic solution. Now, if again you will put this cell or this leaf in a normal water, again it will come to the normal condition. Again the cell will become turgid. The cell will become tight. And that is the opposite of the plasmolysis, means deplasmolysis. And the condition is diploid, and that process is called as deplasmolysis. Dear children, you must have seen that in pickle more amount of salt is there. Comparing to your vegetable and other material, inside the pickle, in the pickle, more amount of salt is there. Have you ever asked your mom, why she does it? Yes. What happened? The solution outside the pickle, mango pickle or any pickle, become hypertonic, and no bacteria will grow there or no fungus will grow there. If fungus will grow there, try to grow there, their cytoplasm, their inside water will be drawn outside and they will be killed, and our pickle may be kept for 1 or 2 years. That part is clear. Turgidity provides rigidity to the soft tissue such as the lips. Due to turgidity only, the lips are tight. Petiole is there. In leaf, petiole, this is the petiole, and petiole is there, and the leaf is in tight condition, turgid condition. And sometime you must have watched, during afternoon the leaves wilt. Wilt means what? Becomes folded. मुरझाना. दोपहर में पत्ते मुरझा जाते. Why? Yes, less amount of water is there in the cell. If less amount of water is there in the cell will not remain turgid. It will become flaccid, and it arises because the rate of transpiration during daytime or afternoon, rate of transpiration is higher than the rate of absorption. Water is absorbed less, and more amount is thrown out, turgidity can't be maintained and the leaf will wilt. So give reason question. Why leaves wilt during afternoon? That is the reason that rate of absorption is less comparing to the rate of transpiration. Now turgor pressure, which we have already discussed, turgor pressure and wall pressure we have discussed. Turgor pressure helps to push through the hard ground. Sometime you have seen in the building one plant grown and the roots of the plant made crack in the wall. सीमेंट का दीवार उसको फाड़ देता है ड्यू टू टर्जर प्रेशर ओनली. एंड वन मोर थिंग, ड्यू टू टर्जर प्रेशर cells build up root pressure. Dear children, let me make you clear that how turgor pressure build up root pressure and what is root pressure. Let me make you clear. Once more, two words are there, turgor pressure and root pressure. Turgor pressure we have understood. Now we will discuss about the root pressure. Dear children, if you will cut a plant, this is a potted plant. This is a potted plant and you have cut this plant from here. The stem part is cut. What do you see? Some fluid will come out. Water will come out. What is that? If you will cut a plant, potted plant, well-watered plant, water will come out from here. Same case, if you are getting cut on your body part, blood will come out. But in plant, blood is not there. Cell sap is there. Means cell sap will come out. Here we call it bleeding. B-L-E-E-D-I. Same. This is also called as bleeding. And coming out of cell sap from the cut or injured part of the plant is called as bleeding. Don't be confused. If bleeding is asked, don't write that coming out of the blood. Bleeding means coming out of cell sap from the cut part of the plant. That is called bleeding. And why this bleeding happen? Why water come out through the cut part of the plant? Root is absorbing water and that root is sending water to the xylem. Xylem is a tissue which conducts water. It sends water to the xylem and xylem is sending water to each and every part of the plant body. And while sending, you have cut this part from here. Then that water which was going to different part of the plant will come out and that process is called as bleeding. Now how can you say that bleeding is taking place? Let us perform one experiment, then we will understand about the bleeding. Take a potted plant, well-watered potted plant, and cut this plant here. Cut your plant here. Now, fix a rubber tube and take a manometer. Manometer. Dear children, what is manometer? Let me explain. A U-shaped glass tube. U-shaped glass tube. U-shaped glass tube, that is called manometer. U-shaped glass tube you have taken and in that manometer mercury is filled. Let us keep mercury in this Hg, and by the help here put one rubber tube, and fix this rubber tube in a manometer, and in that manometer mercury is there. In that manometer mercury is there. Fit it properly. This is a rubber tube and this is manometer in which mercury is filled. Now, in the beginning, what you will see, you will notice that level of the mercury in both the tube is same. Level of the mercury in both the tube is same. But after some time, this level will go down, this level will go down and this level will go up. The condition will become like this. What happened? That mercury level went down here and this stem, it rises. Yes. The water or the cell sap which comes out from the stem will come here. Here cell sap will come, and we know that cell sap will not dissolve in mercury. Mercury does not allow anything to dissolve with it. So it will apply a pressure, and due to that pressure in the next stem of the manometer there will be rise in the mercury level. So it is an experiment to demonstrate root pressure. Dear children, root pressure is the pressure developed in the roots due to continued inward movement of water through the cell to cell osmosis, which helps in ascent of cell sap. Once more, try to understand. Root pressure is built up due to inward movement of water by the help of osmosis, and from cell to cell this water is passing, and this water create a pressure so that the water may go up. That pressure is called as root pressure, and bleeding is seen due to root pressure. Bleeding is there due to root pressure only, means coming out of cell sap from the injured part. Now, some more thing we have to discuss, and that is about the how turgor movement or turgidity helps in opening and closing of stomata. Very, very important, try to understand. Turgor in the opening and closing of stomata. Dear children, stomata you are knowing, they are the tiny pore present on the surface of the leaves which helps in gaseous diffusion, gaseous transfusion and transpiration. And in each leaf, maximum number of stomata are there. More in millions stomata are there. And if we will see stomata, how it looks, let us discuss. This is the diagram of a stomata. Let me make you understand what is there in the stomata. This pore is called as stoma. Dear children, don't be confused in stoma and stomata. Stomata is the apparatus, whole part is the stomata, and stoma is the opening, and two guard cells are there. You can see this is the stoma opening, and here two guard cells are there. These are the guard cells. And in guard cells, chloroplast are present. This is chloroplast. chloroplasts are present in the guard cell. Now, dear children, and this cells, here the cells are subsidiary cell or epidermal cell. Subsidiary cell or epidermal cell. Now, try to understand. During daytime, what happens? During daytime, in guard cell, chloroplast is there, and the function of the chloroplast is photosynthesis. They will do the photosynthesis. After photosynthesis, glucose will be formed, and glucose, a type of sugar, will increase the concentration of guard cell. Due to dissolving glucose in the cell sap, the concentration will increase. And due to increase in concentration, it will draw water from subsidiary cell. From other cell, the guard cell will draw water. And if water is drawn inside the guard cell will become turgid. Guard cell will become turgid. And when the guard cell will become turgid, the stomata will open. And this is the diagram of a open stomata. And during daytime, due to this turgidity of the guard cell only, the stomata opens and gaseous exchange and transpiration takes place through this pore known as stoma. So what is the importance of turgor movement? What is the importance of turgidity? We have understood. One more example let us discuss. Have you touched a plant touch me not? Have you seen a plant touch me not? Yes, chui mui, lajwante, chui mui. Have you touched it? If you will touch, the leaves and petiole will fold. लाजवंती, छुई मुई, छूने से मर जाएगी, मुई शर्मा जाएगी. क्यों? Why? Try to understand. Due to turgor movement only. The scientific name of that touch me not plant is Mimosa pudica. Scientific name is Mimosa pudica. Now, what happens when you touch the plant? Touch me not. Suppose this is touch me not plant and it is in turgid condition. The plant, the leaves are like this. Okay. You have touched it. As you touched it, it was attached to the stem. The condition will become this and the leaves will fold. Will become like this. This condition will arise after touching. Dear children, as you will touch, your body part will act as stimulus. Stimulus means anything to which we respond. A living thing respond, light, sound, pain, means temperature. We respond to that. That is stimulus. One of the characteristic of living being. And here touch becomes a stimulus. And due to touch, there is loss of turgidity in the leaves or leaflets. And due to loss of turgidity, the leaves folds. Okay. Now, from where this loss of turgidity takes place? Yes, the loss of turgidity at the base of leaflet and at the base of petiole. Two things. This is the base of petiole. This is the petiole. And this is base of petiole. And here, this is the base of leaflet. Base of leaflet. One thing is there. Turgor at the base of loss of turgidity, loss of turgor at the base of petiole or at the base of leaflet, that is pulvinus. Very important, that is pulvinus. Try to understand what is pulvinus. Pulvinus, it is the turgor stimulus of touch leads to loss of turgor at the base of leaflet and at the base of petiole called pulvinus. At the base of petiole or the base of leaflet is called as pulvinus, and here there is loss of turgidity, and due to loss of turgidity only this leaves folds, this petiole also droops or falls or folds. Dear children, once more let me try to make you understand that due to loss of turgidity, the touch me not plant, Mimosa pudica, the leaves droops or leaves wilts. Once more, pulvinus is there at the base of leaflet or at the base of petiole, and due to pulvinus only there is loss of turgidity when we touch the Mimosa pudica plant, Chui Mui or Lajvanti, and the leaves falls, and it is one of a very good example of the loss of turgidity or turgor movement. Now this part is clear. Next part we will discuss in the next video. Today up to this much. So today we discussed about plasmolysis, we discussed about the turgidity, we discussed about the flaccidity, turgor pressure, wall pressure, root pressure, plasmolysis, deplasmolysis, and examples of turgor movement. So thank you very much. Once more in the other video I will like to discuss the rest.